Hi, this is Sally Morgan, physical therapist, craniosacral therapist, and Tellington T-Touch practitioner for animals and people. This is Tristan. He's a Corgi, and we're here for an episode of Conversations with a Corgi. And at this time of year, with the weather getting warmer and moister in some areas, certainly in my area, it's just starting to happen. I'm sure in the South it's been much more of a problem. The ticks are coming out. Ticks carry so many diseases that are dangerous to your dog. Ehrlichia, Rocky Mountain Spotted Fever, Lyme disease, anaplasmosis, and others, new ones. There are new ticks from Asia that carry even more diseases that have been spotted in, I think it's Pennsylvania, no, New Jersey and Connecticut maybe, I don't know, New Jersey for sure, and some surrounding states. So we can't be too careful with our pets and ticks and fleas as well. So what do we do? Well, I did a talk a couple of, like maybe a week and a half ago about some natural alternatives, and I am still going to be recommending cedarside for heavily infested tick areas for your dog. But there's a thread going now on one of the Corgi groups about what do you do for your pet's flea and tick problems. And one of the products that is discussed there is Bravecto, which is an oral flea and tick medication that you must get from a vet. You cannot buy it on eBay, contrary to what people think. And if you can, I wouldn't be sure what's in it if you're getting it on eBay. But it is a 3-month-long product, medication, but really what it is a poison so that it makes your dog toxic to fleas and ticks. And there has been a lot of controversy with this medication. My sister and a lot of other holistic vets do not carry it, do not recommend it, do not sell it. And really, if your dog has any kind of a health problem at all, kidney problems, liver problems, old age, DM, even arthritis, I would certainly not even think of giving this to my dog, even if you live in a heavily flea and tick infested area. Many people believe that this particular medication has killed their dogs. And some of the symptoms of the side effects of it, which you might not know and could confuse with some other reactions to food or eating something, are vomiting, malaise, which is just lethargy, seizures, and respiratory distress. And certainly if you have a small dog, by that I mean 20 pounds and under, like mine, I would not give this product. Now, my neighbor has a Cairn Terrier who weighs about what Tristan weighs, and her dog was bitten by some ticks last year and came down with 3 tick-borne diseases simultaneously and was laying on the sofa crying one morning and was unable to get up, and her person had to rush her to the emergency room and they had to start IV antibiotics immediately. Now, it's very wooded. Her dog is not in a fenced area, and she does walk her often by the side of the road where we have a lot of ticks, and she has a variety of issues in her life, and she prefers to use this oral medication. Her dog, although at 20 pounds, is young and healthy and cannot afford to get compromised by a tick infestation again. I have encouraged her to use the cedarside, but she has kids that let the dog out sometimes and will not be spraying the dog on a regular basis, and so she is really concerned about leaving the dog unprotected altogether if the cedarside has washed off. With kids, it can present a bigger problem. Cedarside can even be sprayed in your yard though, and I have a little small area out the back door which I could easily spray around and spray Tristan as well and keep him completely tick-free in that small area. It's maybe 20 by 15 feet or something. It's not huge, and a lot of it's covered with stone. So she doesn't have that available, so she does use this product, Bravecto. But a lot of veterinarians are recognizing the dangers of the drug, but there is not consensus among all vets that this is a bad drug. The FDA has a report that says that there are 355 suspicious deaths believed to be connected with Bravecto since 2014 when it was released. So again, when you have something like that going on, it makes you think twice about whether or not you want to give this to your dog. Now, part of the problem with this is researching what's happened And there is actually even a Facebook page, which I recommend if you're using this product, you go to this page and check it out. Let me find out what the name of the page is. Where is it? Anyway, this group has had dogs that they believe are affected by Bravecto, and they are happy to share information with you. Okay, the Facebook page obviously is Does Bravecto Kill Dogs? It's a Facebook page. Go there and read the comments. Even if you choose to use it, you need to be informed. You need to know what happened to other people and their dogs. So if something's going on with your dog, you're super aware. Personally, I would not recommend using it, and I know a lot of my Corgi friends like the product and have been using it. And certainly there are so many commercials on TV right now about it that make you think that you need it, but you might not. I mean, I live in a pretty ticky area here in New England. I mean, I'm only about 75 miles from Lyme, Connecticut, where we, of course, developed Lyme disease. That's what it's named for, the town of Lyme, Connecticut. And so it's really, you know, a pretty ticky area here, but I managed to do okay. So the active ingredient in Bravecto is Fluralaner, and that's Fluralaner. I would look that up. It is a product made by Merck, so they make a lot of other pet medications and products. And this is an ectoparasitide, and it works directly on GABA receptors in the insects. One of the things I've come across too is that many people believe that when your dog is pooping and peeing in the environment, he is also releasing Bravecto into the environment, which is not a good thing. Things like that stay in our water supply, and it is a poison. So I would definitely keep an eye out if you choose to use this. Really, I'll go over the side effects again. Vomiting, diarrhea, blood in both the vomiting and the diarrhea, seizures, skin irritation, lethargy, not eating, and kidney and liver damage, abnormal blood cell counts. So these are all things that are part of your yearly exam for your dog. So you should have some idea of what your kidney, liver function is, and also what your blood cell count is, so that if there's a change, you can be aware of that. So that's something else you should think about. But this product is pretty controversial because people really think that it is not good for their dogs. And again, as I said, if your dog is sick in any way, shape, or form, senior, meaning, well, I don't know, it depends on your breed, but, you know, older than 10 for the most part is a senior. And if your dog has got other ongoing health challenges of any kind, and again, if you have a small dog, certainly a Chihuahua, part of the problem with a lot of these products is that the doses are made for a wide range of sizes of dogs. And so giving it to your dog that might be at the small end of the dose size is going to really make him a lot more toxic than the dog that's at the far end of the dose size. And I just can't emphasize enough to exercise extreme caution if you choose to use this. I am trying to convince my neighbor to try some other things, but she can't really get her kids to do what they need to do in regard to the dog because they're older and rebellious teenagers. And so she can't get them to spray the dog. And she can spray her every morning before she goes to work, which would actually probably be a good solution. So Cedarcide kills ticks and fleas. It kills them. So if you have that sprayed on your dog and you really rub it in and you don't mind the smell of the cedar, it really can replace Bravecto for you. But like I said, some of the Corgi people are saying that their dogs are getting 7 and 8 ticks when they go out in the yard for 5 minutes. That's a pretty big infestation. If you can mow, keep the lawn as short as you can, or the area where your dog goes out, just mow, and then keep another gap of at least 3 feet outside your fence line that you mow, because that will keep the ticks from coming into your yard. Chickens, guinea hens, turkeys, a lot of birds eat ticks. So if you have access to letting your chickens run around your backyard and eat the ticks, that's a good thing. And certainly Try to really be aware of where the ticks are, the roadside, any place along the side of the road. They like other animals to come out and get the sun and the warmth at the roadside, and it's a dry, good spot for them to catch something running by. Any path in the woods also, they like to come right to the edges to wait for an animal to come by so that they can have a meal. So really, I would not use Bravecto on my animals ever. And something that lasts 3 months in your dog is 3 months of poison. That's a pretty strong dose. And another thing that you should keep in mind, you're not going to see necessarily the side effects within the first day or two. Sometimes it takes this product a little while to start releasing because it is on a slow release situation, the fact that it lasts for 3 months, and it might be 2 weeks before you notice these symptoms. So really be aware when you're giving this to your pet. Keep a very close eye on him for at least a month and maybe more. And certainly if you're going to give this med, go to that Facebook page and see any information that people have to share. I mean, most people with pets are not trying to convince you to use or not use a particular product when they have a Facebook page like that. They're just trying to warn other people. And we've certainly seen things like this with some of the pet treat products that were fatal and toxic for animals. And even before there was recalls, there were people starting Facebook pages and people trying to warn others about what happened to their dog when he had some of these toxic treats. So please, please be an informed consumer at the very least and read everything you can about Bravecto online and go to that Facebook page and see where other people will refer you. But many vets don't use it. To me, that's a sign that there's some suspicions here. And why? You know, if you're a vet, do you want an animal to come to your clinic desperately sick because of something you recommended that they take? If I had a conscience, I couldn't do that. So please use extreme caution if you're using this product. Now, if I lived on Martha's Vineyard, the ticks there are so bad. And they're everywhere in those tall seagrasses, and there's, you know, you're going to walk your dog on the beach. It's really hard to keep him away from where the ticks are going to be. And Martha's Vineyard and Nantucket Island have so many ticks. It's just unbelievable, and nearly all of them test positive for some of the horrible diseases that they carry. I might actually consider using this product if I'm in an environment like that. But the further north you go, the less likely you're going to see too many ticks, like up in Canada, and you won't need a product this strong. And really, if your dog is at all sick, old or young, I would not use this product. But again, if I lived on Martha's Vineyard, I would think about it. And as the days go by here, I'm going to talk about some of the other products, some of the collars, some of the topicals, but this one, to me, is so important that people be aware of the side effects and the problems, and that many people believe their dogs have died from this product. I would be very, very cautious about using it, and I personally can't recommend it, but please at least be an informed consumer. So we will be back tomorrow with another episode of Conversations with a Corgi, where we might look at the Seresto collar a little bit. Trying to get my sister to give me some of her opinion on this, and I actually said please do a Facebook Live on these products. She's done a lot of them. If you can go through the scrolling back forever, you might be able to find it, and maybe she'll post it on her website at some point. But I know that she strongly disagrees with the use of these products because they are so toxic, and our dogs are so precious to us. I mean, you wouldn't give poison to your 3-year-old so that he can go play in the yard, would you? I think you'd be more likely to put the cedar side over that little bugger before you send him outside. And really, I can't recommend cedar side enough. It's been a godsend to me and my pets and my horses. So thanks for joining us today. We will be back tomorrow. Keep your pets safe. Biscuits. How are you, Biscuits? What was that? Thanks for joining us. Everybody have a great day. We have beautiful weather in a lot of the country. unusual warmth, which is good or bad for depending on where you live. And we will see you tomorrow. Thanks for joining us.